Welcome to another episode of Doing It Cheap. Got some more Southern cooking today. Folks, on today's episode of Doing It Cheap, we're going to make a good old-fashioned chocolate gravy. But I got a little twist in it. I just can't see making a big old batch. Like I told you before, I'm about the only one here when I'm making videos. My wife is babysitting the grandkids, whatever. And in one of my earlier videos, I cooked so much, and I was telling people it's so hard for me to get used to not being a mess sergeant in the military when I cook, or, you know, having kids at home, cooking for teenagers. So I've had to learn to really scale down these recipes so I ain't cooking so dadgum much of a volume of food. Well, I was studying on this here recipe. I was telling y'all I was going to get an old-fashioned recipe, and I decided to put a new twist on it. For those of you that have seen my foolproof way to make gravy, I'm going to incorporate that idea here into this chocolate gravy. Now, I'm going to end up fast forwarding as I actually go through the motions of just putting the stuff in the mixer or in the jar here. But I don't think you need me to go through all the details. We'll find out. Anyhow, let me turn this around here so you can see what we're about to do. Alright, well, we're going to make us some chocolate gravy and biscuits. I've already baked the biscuits. They've come out of the oven. They're sitting in there, and I'll bring them in here in a minute. But what you need is a 1-quart jar. Maybe it don't have to be a full quart, but you want it bigger than a couple of cups. And let me tell you what I'm going to add to this jar. It's going to be a cup of milk, a tablespoon of flour, 1.5 tablespoons of cocoa, 6 tablespoons of sugar. I've got a good healthy tablespoon of butter already in the pan warming up, and I'm going to give it just a little touch of vanilla. So while y'all are listening to music and I put this on fast forward here, I'll go ahead and do all this. Well, alrighty then. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lid on that there jar. And this is our entire chocolate gravy right here in a jar. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, this right here is our entire gravy in a jar. And like I said, I got the butter heating in the pan on the stove. And about the only thing that could make this truly be called gravy is the fact that there's a little bit of milk fat in there and there's some butter. But to me, gravy is, you know, it's got grease in it. But all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to shake this up real good, and let's go in there to the kitchen and let's see this stuff start working in the pan. Well, all right. Now I've got this jar of gravy mix shaking up real good. And the reason I say get you a quart jar, even though you're doing a cup of milk, is that you got to have room in there for that to slosh around there and mix real good and hard. So, and if you let your cup of milk come up to room temperature instead of being cold, everything dissolves a lot faster too. Alright, well, we've got it shook up about as good as I can shake it up. My biscuits are done, and let's see what we can end up with here. So this is going to be chocolate gravy. Alright, I'm going to pause it. I'm going to pause until this comes up to temperature. Alright, it's just about ready to come to a boil there. And I thought while I was waiting, I'd show you some of these purty biscuits we got made. Boy, they rised up so purty. I don't think I need all 4 of them on that plate because I'm going to bust them open. So anyway, it's starting to act like it wants to do something. We'll be back in a minute when it gets more violent. Well, alright, she's starting to cook now. We'll get that flour cooked in that and it'll thicken up pretty. Man, I can't wait. When I'm baking biscuits, I won't even bother reworking them little, scrap pieces when you cut them out. Like cut them out with a can or glass or whatever. I'll take them little extra pieces and I just fold them up a little bit for the dogs, but dogs ain't getting this. Oh my God, that is really good. Man, I'm telling you, that is very tasty. I ain't had chocolate gravy since I was a little kid. I'm talking 50 years ago. Man, Well, if you can see it through the steam, that's bubbling up just like a good brown gravy. You can tell it's got flour in it. I've got it on about a medium heat right there. Alright, I'm just cooking. It's done, but I'm going to cook it just a little bit more. I like for it to be a little bit thick. Well, folks, that is chocolate gravy right there. We're going to pour it over some biscuits here. So, don't be scared of it. Something different. Just like one of my subscribers said that, I believe he said his sister will put eggs and powdered mashed potatoes. He didn't go into detail how it was cooked, but he said it was freaking awesome. I ain't much one for powdered taters, but I ain't afraid to try something. Well, there is chocolate gravy, people. We'll turn the heat off now because, oh yeah, it's thickened up nice. That's going to be really delicious. Alright, we'll take a pause for the cause. Well, folks, I've got to say that this great chocolate gravy and biscuits a hit. I'm going to have to start making this for my grandchildren. Start a brand new tradition because my mama never made it for me. But, let's see if you can see this. Man, you talk about good. Ooh, that looks good. And it's so darn hot, I'm afraid to taste it. But anyway, like I said, my mother never made chocolate gravy. She was actually, I think she was kind of ashamed of the fact she grew up in the country. I would relish it myself, and I do. But it's very, very good, and it just works with that biscuit. It doesn't overpower it. It just, man, it's good. So, try this recipe. I scaled it down small enough where it don't cost you nothing hardly at all to make it. And if you ain't got milk, you can use water anytime. Anytime you're cooking or baking, you can actually use water. The results won't be quite as fluffy. You might lose just a tad of flavor, but you can still make it work. So, I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna eat this chocolate gravy and biscuits. My diet's gonna start real soon because I wanted to get my chocolate oatmeal cookies out of the way, and I wanted to get this chocolate gravy out of the way. Now that I've done that, I reckon this is Saturday night. I reckon Monday I'm gonna start my diet. I'm gonna try to lose 100 pounds, and I'm going to try to quit smoking all at the same time. And I need y'all's support because I'm gonna put out a daily blog, how I'm doing, tell you what I've eaten and all that kind of stuff. And if there's anybody want to go on diet with me, it'd be fun to be able to talk to one another, chat back and forth in them comments, and give one another support. So y'all have a wonderful day and a better tomorrow. I'm gonna eat again. Bye.